Hi and welcome to the last episode of Cancer Council ACT's Cancer and Nutrition mini podcast series. I'm Kathleen and joining me as always is Ash. On today's final episode, we're going to go through some of the common food questions and see if we can dispel some of those myths out there.
I've been really excited to do this one, so let's jump straight into it.
Is there such a thing as cancer superfoods?
Okay, so to define superfood, we're basically saying a super healthy food which may prevent or even cure diseases, including cancer. Now, lots of these pop up, from things like our leafy greens like kale, to different berries, to even things like turmeric. While these foods can be great sources of nutrients, there is no evidence to suggest that they can cure or stop you getting cancer, unfortunately. Lots of the time it's just a marketing push to try to get people to buy certain products. Now, some are most likely fine for you to eat in moderation, but some may actually be dangerous. So if you have questions, please talk to your healthcare team.
Okay, next question is one we hear a lot. Does sugar feed cancer?
Yeah, you're right, Kathleen. This is a really common one, and I fully understand where it comes from. All our cells need sugar, also known as glucose, to survive. Cancer cells also need glucose to survive. From this came the idea that if we cut glucose from our diet, the cancer cells would stop growing. Makes a lot of sense, right? But there is no evidence that sugar directly affects the risk of cancer or makes cancer cells grow faster. And on top of that, we need our healthy cells to get enough energy too. Okay, now in saying that, limiting high sugar intake and minimizing foods containing added sugar is still advisable because it can lead to weight gain and obesity, hence indirectly increasing the risk of some cancers. But having some sugar in our diet will not feed the cancer cells. Bottom line, sugar in moderation.
While we're talking about sugar, do artificial sweeteners cause cancer?
Another one I get a lot, and it's been around for some time. There's been so much research on sweeteners and a lot of different findings. I'm sure most people have seen headlines of clickbait articles saying that a new study has found a link with consumption of artificial sweeteners in cancer. Now, in 2022, there was a study by DeBras and Associates who observed a 13 to 15% increased cancer risk with high artificial sweetener intake. Time to panic and throw out those diet soft drinks, right? Well, no. Basically, there are so many factors which influence these results. One example is when we look at the study participants. Those who consume high levels of artificial sweeteners can often be doing it to help with weight loss. Hence, it could be the weight causing the cancer, not the sweetener. Basically, just because we see a correlation between something doesn't mean it causes it. The official advice is moderation in consumption of artificial sweeteners. We have what we call acceptable daily intakes for sweeteners based on body weight, and for most people, they won't even come close to reaching these limits.
So sugar and artificial sweeteners as always in moderation. Next, let's look at if organic foods are better.
Organic foods are those with lower chemical, additive and pesticide residue. Now, the idea here is that these chemicals and pesticides can cause cancer. There is also a school of thought that organic foods have higher nutrient levels. When we look at the research, however, there is a lack of evidence to recommend consuming organic foods for a long-term health benefit. There is, however, some limited evidence of a few health benefits, but nothing we can clearly say is a result of organic food consumption itself. If you wish to choose organic for other health benefits, such as the environmental impact, then that's great, but the evidence says that you shouldn't pick it for clear health benefits or to help you with cancer.
I've got a few more I want to go through, Ash. Maybe we can just get a myth or truth for these next few.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Soy foods increase the risk of developing or hinder recovering from cancer.
Myth. Available evidence doesn't suggest that soy foods need to be avoided at all.
Intermittent fasting can starve cancer cells.
Myth. A bit similar to sugar feeding cancer cells. This isn't the way the body works, but maintaining a healthy body weight through balanced diet and exercise can enhance cancer outcomes.
Are raw food diets better during cancer treatment?
Another myth, but raw fruits, vegetables, and whole grains prepared safely are a really important part of a balanced diet.
Body